Hello, hello, hello. I hope that y'all are well. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Good morning, sunshines. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. Because I got something for y'all. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me clearly. I'm not liking the way this lip gloss is doing on me. And I'm going to have to fix it. So, let me know if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the comments. It's a little bit better. And also let me know where you're watching from. And let me see if I could pin the title in the comments. So as you see, today's topic is your body is screaming, spiritual root causes of anxiety. And we're going to get into it today. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect. And what I do is I support my amazing clients who are women solopreneurs. I support them in mastering their emotions, syncing with their cycles, so that this supports them and puts them in position to increase their revenue in their businesses. This supports them in creating the lives that they truly, truly desire. I do not like this light. It looks very, I don't know. That's a little bit better. Maybe. But I support my clients in doing that. My work has supported my clients in going from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi 6 figures. My clients have been able to create lives that they truly, truly desire, and I am grateful to be a part of their journeys. Specifically, women learn emotional mastery when they work with me because it's extremely important for you to know, okay, and to be able to manage your emotions, especially in a time like what's happening right now within the world, and especially if you are a business owner. So a lot of women who work, and a lot of women just in general who operate in business, a lot of them deal with heavy anxiety, okay? And so I'm going to support you in understanding where the root of this anxiety is actually coming from, okay? Because what you're not realizing and what you don't know is that every single thing that you deal with, the majority of the time, has a spiritual root to it. And when you can get to the root of what's actually happening to you, then you can actually heal and you can start producing healthy fruit. The reason why a lot of us are unable to create, unable to produce, unable to, just do the things that we truly desire to do is because we're disconnected from ourselves and we're in spiritual violation. So my goal today is to support you. I'm going to give you 7 things. Okay, I'm going to tell you 7 main points that you need to know and be very clear on about, why or how your body is actually screaming and what are these spiritual roots to the anxiety that you're dealing with. A lot of my work has supported women who have issues with anxiety, issues with ADHD. I receive letters and emails all the time from women who let me know how my work has supported them in dealing with those attention span issues and so much more. So if you are a woman who struggles in that area, this live is going to be for you. Save this. Okay, when I save it, y'all can't save it. But if you're on my YouTube, then make sure that you are on my channel so you don't miss. Another thing that I need you to understand is I need you to share this with a woman who struggles extensively with her anxious emotions, okay? Especially if she operates from a space of business. If she has a side hustle, if she has something, most women are normally working a 9 to 5 and they have something else going, or you have the women who are actually operating from the fullness of their business and they're just struggling in cycles of anxiety. So what I want to do is I want to support women in that space so we're not actually doing that. So thank you so much for these likes. Keep them coming because we want more people to come in, because I want you to stop being dependent upon a system that was set up to literally keep you stagnant and make you a slave. I want you to be very clear and to understand that sickness is a big business. And a lot of what's happening in the country, especially if you live in, US, they make big business off you being sick. They don't do well when you're doing well. And so my goal is to get women well so you can stop being dependent upon a system. Women having conversations about men and you're not in great health, your money ain't right. We don't even need to be talking about men. We need to be addressing your deeply rooted money issues, because as a woman, you should be able to make money easily in 2024. There's a multitude of ways, and I show women this all the time. Secondly, you should be a master of your emotions in this state, because I'm going to tell you something. This is the only time that I'm going to address this. And I'm just really checking in with the Most High to make sure I'm very careful about what I say right now. The public lynching that a lot of us witnessed, that happened with that man in Missouri, that was the start of something. A lot of people may not realize it right now, but that was absolutely a start of something. And that was a start on breaking of the spirit. Okay? When you make public examples like that, and you can make decisions to shift someone's life or save someone's life, and you make a decision not to do so, even though you know this individual is innocent, based on, okay, now I don't think this would have happened with nobody else who didn't look like him, but based on what he looked like, okay, this is a slap in the face to let you know you still don't run nothing. It's a breaking of a spirit that was publicly displayed. We already live in a country that is, the prices are ridiculous. People are on edge. So many people are literally one incident from a crash out. You understand what I'm telling you? The war that is happening right now, the beginning of it, is spiritual. You're not warring against people. You're warring against principalities that literally want you to destroy yourself. They want you to self-destruct. They understand that as a people, the biggest thing that a lot of us are is we're emotional. See, a lot of emotionalism, not enough strategy to actually get things done. And because they know that they can come and play on your heartstrings and get you emotional and get you upset, they can make you irate. Okay? When you continue to take hits like that to your heart and you're seeing this thing, that will make anybody snap. But I want you to remember one thing in what I'm saying. There is statistic data that is saying that 1 in 2 people that live in the United States by the year 2030 are going to be felons or have arrest records. They are wanting to get you extremely emotional to where you come outside of yourself and you do something to where you end up being stuck right here. Because when you become a felon, guess what you can't do? Leave the country. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because I can't give y'all too much. I'm going to talk more about that in my community, the Sacred Feminine League, because I'm about to go in there in a little bit and give them a video and really get to talking. Start paying attention to the things and the elements that are attempting to try to break your spirit down, to get you to act out of character, to get you to position yourself to where you play yourself. I'm telling you what is happening. We know where we at. This ain't nothing new that we're seeing. This is in their DNA, in the country's DNA, to do this type of stuff. So it shouldn't be a shock. But I want you to know that that was very intentional to try to get your spirit broken, to get you to act out. And that is only the start of that. It's going to be other things that's going to be done to push on your buttons. This is why emotional mastery is extremely important. This is why dealing with your anxiety is extremely important right now. Because if you think something is actually occurring now to get people on a heighten, just wait. Because 2025 is going to show you something. It's going to reveal even more. And I need us to get in the mind frame of getting down to the root of our issues. And the root of a lot of our issues are literally, okay, around us being anxious and not being able to master your emotions. So I'm going to tell you the truth about why you can't sleep at night. Why you keep waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. See, some of y'all think it's the creative hour for you. It ain't. It's because your cortisol levels are so high that your body is in stress mode that it can't even rest. But I'm going to tell you the root of what that looks like. I'm going to give you these 7 main points, okay? Again, for those who are joining, my name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine mastery architect, and I support my amazing clients who are women solopreneurs. I support them in syncing with their cycles. I support them in achieving emotional mastery so that they can increase their business income with ease. Okay? Because that's what happens when you become a master of self. You begin to manage, you be able to manage everything else around you. You can manage your money. You can manage a six-figure business. I built a six-figure business from the ground up without hustling. Not one hustle. Straight strategy, still in my feminine energy, no sugar daddy, not looking for somebody, all me and the Most High. Sheer obedience. And if I can do that and not be stressed out, then you can too. And that's exactly what I teach my clients, that strategy. Because you can build without doing it the hard way. You can build without doing it till you're exhausting yourself to oblivion. You can do that. Society teaches you to fight against yourself. And when you fight against your authentic nature, your body begins to fight against you. And that's why people are getting sick. On top of the poison that you're being fed. Okay? But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Your body is screaming. Here's spiritual root causes of anxiety. Okay? So I'm going to just get real and raw about what's really happening on the inside of your body. The anxiety, the sleepless nights, the stress that's literally eating you alive as a woman. It didn't start in your mind. I know you think that. I know you think it's because you overthinking. I know you thinking that it's just because you in your feelings. This is deeper than you actually realize. This is spiritual. So the process and everything I'm going to break down for you is simple, but it ain't easy. But I'm going to be really clear about this thing so you know what's going on, because I want you to understand how society is playing on your top. And I want you to understand how the gimmick is to get you to steal your own joy, kill your own confidence, and self-destruct. Like it tells you literally in John 10:10. Don't become your own enemy. John 10:10 tells you the enemies come to steal, kill, and destroy, but the Messiahs come to give you life and give you life abundantly. Don't be your own enemy by allowing your joy to be stolen because you want to be consumed by watching the news instead of actually understanding that it's okay to be aware but not consumed. Don't steal your own joy by allowing the media in society to play on your emotions the way that they are, because they understand that you're extremely emotional because things are heightened right now. The media in society to play on your emotions the way that they are because they understand that you're extremely emotional because things are heightened right now. Literally steal your joy, kill your confidence, okay, and self-destruct. That's how this happens right here. Hold on one second, y'all. Somebody's trying to call me. I need to let her know I'm on live, so to make sure she's okay. Oh, I think I locked somebody out. Y'all gonna have to walk with me. That's what I think is happening. But don't steal your own joy. Don't kill your own confidence, and don't self-destruct, because that's exactly what society wants you to do. Because when you do that, what happens is, hold on. Sorry, sweetness. Hey, I'm on live right now. Oh. Literally. All right. My bad. But don't steal your own confidence. Don't kill your own joy, because you will self-destruct. And a lot of us literally are our own enemies. And being your own enemy is allowing yourself to consume content that makes you feel less than who you are. And that's what's being put out there. And you need to understand it, and you need to know that. But let's go ahead and get into this anxiety piece. Okay? So, hear me when I say this, because it's a formula. And if you are suffering with anxiety and you have insomnia too, if you got that double whammy, I'm going to tell you what's going on. If you can't sleep and if you're always anxious, you are suffering from adrenal fatigue. Let me help you out real quick. Your kidneys. There are two balls that sit on top of your kidneys. Those are known as your adrenals. When you hear people speak specifically about the root chakra area or that area, they're speaking about the adrenals. When you stress yourself out, when you are so overwhelmed and you are all over the place, you are working your adrenals to the point to where you can blow them. This is how people end up on dialysis, because their adrenals get blown. Because what happens is the more you stress, the more you raise your blood pressure, the more that impacts what's happening with your kidneys. Okay? You can stress your kidneys out to the point to where you literally can go deaf. I just had this conversation with a very dear friend of mine. If you are not listening to your body being under stress and being overworked and being overwhelmed, if you are not paying attention to that, if you are not listening, you are putting yourself in position to not be able to hear. And you can go and look that up for yourself. Everything I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. The science of the reality of it, your kidneys and your ear have a major connection. Your liver and your eyes have a major connection. It's not a coincidence that people who have certain illnesses go blind. There are signs that are happening within your body for 10, 20 years before you even develop one fibroid. But you don't know that because you don't understand how your body works. When you stress and overthink and overanalyze and overextend, you weaken how your adrenals operate. You blow your kidneys. Okay? That's what happens. And so when you get into that space, the fatigue, the adrenal fatigue that I'm speaking about, okay? That adrenal fatigue is a step towards kidney failure. You not being able to sleep at night, you having all this anxiety, those are the starters of your kidneys going downhill. All because you stressed out. But here's the funny thing about you being stressed out, about whatever you're dealing with. The spiritual curse or violation that's behind that is the fact that you were told in scripture to not be anxious for anything, to literally pray. You literally were told that. But because you allow society to trick you and to scam you and to put illusions all in front of your face and make you feel like that's not what it is and that's not what you should be doing, and your faith and your trust and your belief should not be rooted in the one that created you, your anxiety, you're anxious, and you're so anxious. The reason why the Most High literally tells you in scripture not to be anxious is because it makes you sick. Worry weakens your immune defenses. It weakens your spleen. This is why you have a lot of women who have IBS and then they turn around, oh, you also have generalized anxiety disorder. You need to lower your stress and you need to eat more of a low fiber diet. They don't really know what to tell you. They're only telling you what they're trained to tell you. They're not trained to tell you that your energy and motion is so damaging because your spiritual rooting is lacking. You have no true spiritual foundation. Therefore, you have no actual belief. So therefore, you struggle and the body fights. The body is defending itself against you fighting against your authentic nature, which is to literally trust. A lot of women ask me all the time, how is it that, how can I become more feminine? The first element of becoming more feminine, baby, is to be rooted in your faith. You are faithless. You are a woman that lacks belief. So if you lack belief, then what do you really want done here? You don't trust. You don't trust. You've been losing sleep, wired with anxiety. But do you really know what's happening with your body? Your adrenals are shot. You are in constant fight or flight. You in fight or flight at work and business. You are fight or flight in your relationship because you keep choosing clowns according to your attachment, because you don't understand that you are not to be attached to the things of this world. You are actually to be transformed by the daily renewing of your mind instead of being conformed to the foolishness of this society. But because you succumb to that, guess what you're doing? Crumbling. Stressed. You in fight or flight every time. Why do you continue to deal with someone who makes you anxious? Why are you not paying attention to the signs? Because you're not spiritually inclined, because you're not rooted. So you can't see. And the most dangerous thing that you can have going on right now in 2024 is not being able to see and not being able to hear from the one that created you, because you are running on your own fumes. And that's why the majority of y'all are extremely exhausted. You are disconnected from your spiritual source. You are literally looking at the box being plugged into the wall. Y'all know how we had an iPhone box in the cord? Y'all got the box plugged up, but you won't even put the cord in the box to actually get the source. You're running on fumes and your body is screaming, because that's a spiritual root. One, to your anxiety. Let's get into the next one. So If you have adrenal, and let's break this down. So if anxiety plus insomnia equals you have adrenal fatigue, let's break this down in the formula. If you have adrenal fatigue, that means that you're chronically stressed. See, adrenal fatigue comes from chronic stress. That means continuous stress, always stress. And some of y'all are always the drama in your own life. You are the drama. You are the problem in your own life, and the issue is that you don't realize that you are also the solution, which is why you are consistently problematic. You won't even go within yourself to actually solve what's happening. This fatigue that you got going on ain't temporary, boo. It's literally chronic stress. And when that type of stress takes over in your body, it's not just your mind that suffers. That's why you're overthinking. It's not just your mind that suffers, but it's your entire being. This body of yours is literally screaming for help because you are overwhelming yourself by sitting in this stress. So if anxiety plus insomnia equals adrenal fatigue, and adrenal fatigue, okay, equals chronic stress, then what does chronic stress equal? Chronic stress equals the inability to manifest. See, a lot of y'all can't manifest from the root because y'all not grounded. Y'all not earth. And I'm disappointed in women because you are mother, you are earth. So grounding is in your nature. It's who you are. I'm disgusted by what I see, by how we carry ourselves, how we allow ourselves to just live so low. We just accept any and everything because we don't know who we are and we are not grounded. You know why you can't manifest? Because you're not rooted. So when you hear people speak in the aspects of the root chakra, that's in understanding stability. That's in being stable. That's in being secure. You don't have that. And that's dangerous. Right now in this space, that's dangerous. You've been wondering why you can't manifest even though you keep writing stuff down 12 times like they told you. You trying to figure out why you're not manifesting when you speaking it into existence. You trying to figure out why these things aren't happening. It's because you're blocked. It's because you're blocked. You can't manifest when things are blocked. It ain't bad luck. They don't believe in luck anyway. It ain't poor timing. It's the stress. The reason why you're not manifesting more income and clients into your business is because you're too busy worrying about if you're going to get a client at all. Money recognizes the energy of an it girl. I teach about energetics when it comes down to money to my clients, which is why my clients go from 5 figures to 6 figures, 6 figures to multi 6 figures. I ain't new to this. I'm true to it. What I'm letting you know is that if your energetics ain't right, you're not going to make the type of money you want to make in business. You lack the ability to manifest because you are stressing about if money is coming in the first place, and that's your biggest problem. You lack faith. Because how you out here opening your mouth saying that God sent you to do this vision, but you think that God would send you out into a situation and give you a vision and let you be broke and let there not be a provision in the vision? What God you talking about? Which one? Which one? Can't be talking about the Most High, creator of all things. Can't be. Can't be. You can't manifest because of self, because you are stressing. Okay? Your body is too depleted to manifest anything. That's the truth. Y'all out here stressing, oh my God, when am I going to get married? When am I going to get a man? It's not happening. Or the one that you going to get, it ain't the one you want. It's the one you were desperate for. And desperation is dangerous because you sit on the frequency of fear and anxiety when you are in a state of desperation. And you can only attract at the level you are. So if you're a scary one, if you're a fearful one, if you're an anxiety-driven one, that's why you continue to attract men who trigger your anxiety, beloved, because you are sitting on the frequency of fear and desperation. You ain't ready. You ain't ready, boo. You ain't ready because you're too busy stressing about a husband. That's why you ain't get one. It's coming from somebody who's been married before. I did 10 years. 8 of them were married. See, it's a different kind of element when you have to go into being a wife. You got to understand that. You got to be a wife before you actually become one on paper. Energetics. They matter. Okay? So the fact that you are not able to manifest is because you're chronically stressed, and you're chronically stressed because you have adrenal fatigue. And a sign of adrenal fatigue is the fact that you're always anxious and you can't sleep. That's what's happening in your body. So if chronic stress equals the inability to manifest, then the inability to manifest reveals that you have a blocked root. The root, which is, and that element is an earth element. So if you hear, and let me go ahead and make something very clear. I'm a believer, so everything that I get is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. Scientifically, when you study the chakra system, right, and you study the root area of the chakra system, you will find that that system was basically really where they got it from is from the creator, because it literally tells you in scripture in a multitude of ways the way to ground yourself, the way to get yourself back on track, the way to keep your mind steady on things that are above, like it says in Colossians 3:2. It tells you these things to help you get rooted, to help you access the element that is within you, that is earth. Root is earth. To be rooted is to be planted, to be grounded in the earth. So when we're speaking about a blocked root, we're speaking about this type of behavior right here. It's a lack of stability. This is why you may have a sprinkle of money coming in here in your business, but it's not consistent. This is how you may have certain things may happen and there's always something. You can't seem to get yourself together because there's a lack of stability. You feel like everything is out of control. You can't create. You can't focus. See, start paying attention to this right here. You can't move forward because you're stuck without stability. You're not grounded. And in order to create external stability, one has to be internally stable first. This is why when y'all start talking that bull about, oh, I just, I want to be somebody peace and somebody be my peace. Let me put you on game. Because as a woman, as women, we control the atmosphere. We control the temperature in the house. If you are not a peaceful vessel, if peace is not happening and harmony is not happening in your very vessel, there is no way that you can create an environment of peace. You are not a peaceful person. You are not a vessel of peace. And you being able to create peace in the atmosphere has nothing to do with anyone else. It's about self first. People may benefit from you being a peaceful experience, but you're not here to be creating that. But you can't even get in the space of peace because why? You blocked. You in fight or flight all the time. You are literally stuck in survival mode, constantly searching for safety because you're not grounded. And without a grounded foundation, everything crumbles. Without a grounded foundation, every single thing crumbles. Your foundation is shaky. Because let me put you on game. Out of your beliefs comes security and insecurity. The reason why is the difference between having insecurities and being an insecure woman. That ain't the same. They on the same train, but that ain't the same thing. We all have insecurities. I'm gonna answer y'all questions towards the end, y'all. We all have insecurities. All of us. But to walk around as a insecure woman, it happens because you don't have a grounded foundation. See, a woman who doesn't know who she is gets jealous of her friends. Let's talk about it. See, a woman who doesn't know who she is compares herself to another woman, physically or any kind of way. A woman who is not clear on her godlike nature, her godlike character, the fact that she has dominion according to Genesis. A woman who is not clear on that will hate on another woman, will sabotage another woman, literally because she sabotages herself. Because she doesn't understand her essence. She doesn't understand who she is. She doesn't understand that she has her own lane. That's why she feels like she needs to barge in somebody else's, judge somebody else's. That's why. Lack of stability. If you're on my YouTube channel, then you'll be able to see. Okay? So, if a block root, and let's go back to the beginning. If anxiety plus, hey love, plus insomnia equals adrenal fatigue. If adrenal fatigue equals chronic stress. And if chronic stress puts you in a position and explains why you can't manifest. And the fact that you can't manifest is because of your block root. then what is the block root? What's the issue? The block root is due to your lack of stability. But let's talk about your lack of stability. Your lack of stability comes from your lack of security, because stability and security are not the same thing. Your lack of stability, your lack of grounding is because you're not secure. The constant instability leads to deeply rooted insecurity. You feel like nothing and no one is safe. You feel like things are just these are the people that walk around and they think that people are talking about them. These are the people who believe that statuses are about them. These are the people who think that everyone is picking them apart, when in reality they are the ones picking themselves apart, because they're standing on quicksand. They're standing on quicksand. And when you're standing on a foundation of quicksand, there is no stability, so you can't feel secure standing on quicksand. And that's what's happening with a lot of women. So then it goes into, well, why is there a lack of security? What does that mean? The reason why you lack security is because you lack belief. That's the bottom line. The reason why you lack security is because you lack belief. And that is where your problem lies. Your lack of belief in yourself. Your lack of a belief in your abilities. Your lack of belief of you being able to create something completely different for yourself is the reason why you can't sleep. Your lack of belief that things are going to work out. You are disconnected from your power because your root is blocked. And your root is blocked because you don't believe the one that created you gave you provisions in the vision that he gave you at night for you to go out there and do this crazy thing that you never thought that you would do. Do you know how crazy I thought I was when the Most High said to me, hey, you're going to be waking women up. Basically, you're going to be helping them heal. You're going to be getting them ready so they can be in position and be able to execute in the midst of what is coming. See, this was my awakening in 2018. This was the instruction for me. And I have been doing that ever since. But do you know how crazy that sounded to my people at 35 that I'm about to quit my job and become a self-care coach? Hey, love. Do you know how crazy it sounded to everyone around me that when I was saying I didn't really have anything else, I was banking on myself, not betting. See, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I don't bet on me. I bank on me. And when I say bank on me, that means you can take it to the bank and cash it. And the reason why I'm able to bank on me is because of my beliefs in the one that created, my beliefs in the provision. I never know who is going to pay me, who is going to work with me, who is going to do any of these things. I do not know this, but what I do know is spiritual law. And law says that God is not mocked, for whatever man sows, ye shall reap. So if I consistently sow seeds of value, if I consistently pour into other people, baby, let me tell you something. There is absolutely no reason why I would not reap a great harvest. And I've been reaping a harvest since 2018. Period. So if you are not reaping in this season, in this year of new beginnings, because 2024 is a number of 8, and scripturally the number 8 means new beginnings. If you are not creating new beginnings in 2025, with a 9 year, that year means judgment. See, what you do now, what you tap into right now, what you finalize now, what you create now, you're going to be exposed because you ain't going to be able to hide. You ain't going to be able to hide next year. So if you really ain't been doing nothing, it's going to be revealed. Hey, love. If you really been performing and acting, we finna pull your slip. Y'all think these celebrities are the only ones that's about to get exposed? Y'all ain't been paying attention to spiritual law, baby. Y'all think it's only them that's finna... Baby, if you have not fixed your underclothes, we will see what's under your skirt. It's time out. See, all that hiding behind and sweeping under the rug, see, that all was going down back in the last age. We are in a new era. And it's a truth-telling era. It's a revealing era. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself by not closing the cycles and doing the things that you need to do. Because if you don't tackle these things before this year is out, they going to hit y'all. You notice how I started this live about this public lynching that they basically allowed everyone to see to try to prove a point? You think that was a shot to your heart? Wait. Because they're going to take so many hits to your heart next year with all the stuff that's coming. You think you sick of inflation, stuff going up. You think you sick of seeing these things on the news. It's finna get worse. And then we finna enter into an election aspect. And let me, ooh, don't say that. Start paying attention. Clear out the clutter within yourself so that you can hear. Take the planks out of your eye so that you can see. Take your blinders off. Nobody is coming to save you. You better understand what is happening right now. Stop. And for those who struggle in the aspect, and I don't know who this is for, those who struggle in the aspect of scripture, okay, and reading and dissecting scripture. I used to hate reading scripture. Before 2018, baby, I hated reading. See, I don't lie. I ain't gonna lie about it. I hated reading because I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. What is all this language? Like, what are you trying to do here? Like, what is this? And I was very honest with the Most High when I came into my spiritual awakening. I said, hey, if you want me to really understand this, I need you to reveal. I will commit to sitting and studying. I will commit to, dissecting. I will commit to doing these things that you need me to do. But I need revelation. And I'm going to tell you what was revealed to me. The biggest thing that was revealed to me that I've been able to explain to everyone else, including my clients. Everything, business and all of that is rooted in spiritual principles of scripture, backed up by science and backed up by psychology. I don't play. But the thing that you need to understand about scripture, for those who are struggling with it, it's a code. It's almost like learning a new language. It's a code. And I'm finna tell you something. If you spend that time sincerely asking and dissecting that code and digesting that code, it will become tattooed on your heart and you will break free of the matrix, because you will no longer be attached to the things of this world. You will not conform to these things. I promise you, these corporate systems that make you sick, these industries that poison you on purpose, the blinders will be off and you will know exactly how you need to be moving. I am telling you, it is a code, and you need to dissect the code, digest the code before they snatch the actual physical code away, because that's coming. That's why you need it tattooed on your heart, because you still need to be able to activate it, even if you can't get it in your hand. I'm telling you, get in the code. Dissect the code. Investigate the code like you investigate that man page when y'all done and you still trying to see if he got somebody else. As much time that you dedicate to that, dedicate it to dissecting and understanding who you are and how to use the code to create the reality that you want. Because you can have the desires of your heart, but you don't even know what you desire, because you won't go within and you won't allow the code to reveal these things to you. Because a lot of the things that you think that you want, society told you that you wanted those things. You don't even want them. Just like I say all the time, you don't want a Sprite. Your body ain't craving a Sprite. Your body wants water, because that's what it's majority made up of. Your body craves water. A commercial told you you need a Sprite. A commercial told you to obey your thirst with Sprite. A commercial told you that. And you believed it. You took it as true. And so guess what? When you get thirsty, we going to get a Coke. We going to get a Sprite. They told you that. Your body ain't asked for that at all. So again, let me be clear with this. What you are experiencing in your body, if you're having anxiety and insomnia and you can't sleep, you have adrenal fatigue. But what's really happening in your body, it ain't just mental. It ain't mental. These are physical manifestations. The anxiety, the sleepless nights, the stress are spiritual violations. You forgot that you are earth. You forgot that. You forgot that you are mother. You forgot that you are earth and water. You forgot that. You forgot that. It is in our nature to be grounded as women. It is in our nature to be able to ground, to be able to cultivate the ground. Hell, we are land. Don't you know that? Women that come to me and ask me questions about men investing in them and stuff like that, do you see yourself as good ground? Because if you see yourself as good ground, getting an investment is never a problem. It's never a problem for me. It's never a problem for any of the women that I work with. But see, when you understand that you're good ground, you require investments. Because this ain't that. You have to understand this about yourself. You literally forgot that. See, you don't understand that it tells you in the book of Adam and Eve, in the book of creation, it talks about how Eve had her own plot in heaven where she watched. She had 2 areas that she oversaw. She cultivated land. That was her position. That was her position. Go read the Apocryphal for yourself. Don't just limit to yourself to the 66 books that was put together by the canon. Start asking yourself questions about why y'all got rid of them other books. What y'all was doing. Start asking some real questions. Get off that tradition and start dissecting and understanding the code. That's how your life gonna change. That's how you're gonna create the reality you want. That's how I created a 6-figure business from the ground up. That's the formula that I took and taught to my clients how they went from 6 figures, 7 figures, and all that. Everybody not here getting money scamming. They not. People are literally tuning into what God gave them. It tells you in scripture that you got creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. And you telling me you ain't got no money in 2024? You played yourself. Congratulations. You're not connected to yourself. Because you have creative and witty inventions in your very being that legit will make room for you. It tells you that all throughout. See, the book of Proverbs alone is the book of Proverbs. Cheat code is a wisdom. That's the wisdom code. If you want a wisdom code and you want to dissect the wisdom code and you want to become more wise, because people always ask me, how do you get Proverbs is a wisdom code. James is a practical code. So if you have an issue with putting things in practice and really understanding how prayer is a portal, your dreams are a portal. See, if you really want to know how to activate prayer is a portal, because prayer is a portal. Your dreams are a portal. And if you know why they tell us, I didn't even think I was going to give y'all all this, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway. You know why we are instructed to pray before we go to bed? See, nobody tells us things. They just tell us what to do. They don't tell us what's going on. You really need to start asking what's going on. Prayer is a portal. Because when you are in a state of dream, you're in another realm. For to put you on game. And when you are in that realm, you are exposed to 3 elements in that place of spirituality. You can receive dreams from the divine, the creator of all things. Okay? You can be influenced by demonic influences while you're in that state as well. And if your energy in motion, meaning your emotions are all over the place, you can also be played with in your mind by having dreams surrounded around your emotions. Now, here's where the issue comes in if you don't put up spiritual gates while you're dreaming. You can get a message from a demonic element or influence that you take as truth, and you go looking online, what does this dream mean? Da 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 da. And then you put yourself under a spell because you're believing something that was not even true because you didn't protect the portal. You didn't protect the portal. You didn't guard your gates. See, when they say guard your gates, it ain't just talking about, it's talking about this one too. Because that's the biggest one. So when you don't lay the foundation by using prayer as a portal to protect yourself in the dream world, you're more susceptible to attacks in that space because you will put yourself under a spell. See, a lot of people try to put stuff on the enemy. The enemy don't do nothing but put you in front of you and let you choose what you would do with what you said that you want. If you go to bed and your emotions have been all over the place and you're extremely anxious and all over and you have this crazy dream, and next thing you know, you are looking up online what this dream means and all of this, and now you rolling according to that dream, guess what? You've increased your anxiety even more. You did exactly what the enemy wanted you to do because you're your own enemy, because you don't know code. Baby, don't... This is so true. My uncle taught me years ago how to get in my dreams and change things. Let me tell you something. When I was a little girl, I'm so glad you said that. When I was a little girl, I never knew I was a lucid dreamer until I got turned 40. When I was a little girl, I used to be able to control my dreams. I tell you no lie. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it was. when I would watch things, because I was so young, I was watching stuff I shouldn't have, scary stuff, Chucky, all of those things, right? And when I would dream about those things and those things were trying to attack me, I knew a password to change to another dream. And the password was the Messiah's name. Of course, y'all know I refer to the Messiah as Yeshua now, but it was Jesus when I was a little girl. And something would be coming to attack me, and I would just say it, and I would change to a dream where I was happy, I was safe, I was good until I woke up. Every single time. Until when I began to age and grow, it became harder and harder and harder for me to remember the password. The person who would come to me would be so close, and then I would remember the password at the last minute as I began to grow, because I began to slowly lose my innocence. There were things that were happening around me that was taking my innocence, and I was losing power and control when I was sleeping. And it got to the point to when I became an adult in my 20s, and I no longer could remember the passcode. And it was when I had a dream that I was in my dream that really took me down. I look back at it now, I understand that when you don't protect the portal, baby, the things that get access to you will heighten your anxiety even more, putting you under a bigger spell, which eventually manifests into physical illness and sickness in some form. I'm not telling you nothing that I don't know firsthand. And I'm not telling you anything that science doesn't show you. If you don't believe me, go look at the effects of stress on a woman's body. Go find out why these women having all these womb issues. As a woman who used to have major womb issues, I struggled 20 years with an irregular cycle. My cycle has been consistent for the last 7 years. Why? Because I got that chemical energy and that energy and emotion together, those emotions, but most importantly, I was able to ground spiritually. That is how I lost the 90 pounds. That is how I was able to do these things. Heal the body. They telling me, oh, you have polycystic ovarian, you ain't going to be able to do this, you ain't going to be able to do that. Baby, reverse everything they said with not an ounce of their medication. Stop letting people play on your top and heighten your anxiety. These systems are set up for you to be so stressed out that you depend on them. You literally become a slave to them. You literally become stagnant because you're so sick. Stop getting played. Stop getting played. And the way that you stop getting played is by spiritually becoming rooted. You need to remember who you are. Period. Okay? So, I'm going to give you, if you want to, you have to tend to your soul. You have to get grounded. You have to reconnect with your root so you can heal from the inside out. Here are 2 anchors that I'm going to gift you that you need to meditate on. These are 2 lines of 2 codes that will support you in being anchored. Number 1, as always, is going to be Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, of the evidence of things not seen. You need to know that what's for you is always coming, because you are in alignment to receive. But if you ain't in alignment to receive, don't be expecting nothing. To be in alignment is to be at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. You can't be at the right place at the right time doing the wrong thing expecting to receive. It don't work that way. Let me tell you something. That verse that I told y'all, the other end, John 10:10, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The other half of that is the Messiah is coming to give you life and give you life abundantly. Abundance by definition means plentiful. Abundance by definition means you don't lack. So why are you on these apps, on these statuses, talking about what you ain't got? Why are you having conversations about lack and about not having, about being broke? You are stealing your own joy. You are killing your own confidence. You are self-destructing by your own hand. You your own enemy. Don't blame the devil. You your own enemy. You get in the mirror and get rooted, because you are your own enemy. Because you have a choice. You can choose to steal, kill, and destroy from yourself, or you can choose your birthright, which is abundance, and getting into that frequency. Everything comes down to what you choose and what you want for yourself. So, and it starts with number 1, belief. Okay? Number 2, Philippians 4:19. And the Most High will supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. Christ, by definition, Christ simply means anointing. So when you hear people say Christ consciousness, which is what everyone should be striving to, that is literally the example that Yeshua was doing. Yeshua was just basically came here to show you, this is how you can have peace. This is how you can do this. This is actually attainable. You actually can do this. It looks strict, but think about all the stress that you're dealing with now and the peace that you don't have now because you don't understand the code. You don't know how to receive, release, and reject. So you accept any and everything and wondering why you out here looking crazy. You're accepting things that are beneath you. Use those two to anchor you. Use those two to anchor you. Heal the root if you want to bear healthier fruit. It's going to start with you. Getting real, getting grounded, and healing from the ground up. You know why women can't create? Because they're not stable. Femininity can't thrive without stability, baby. That's why you ain't got no feminine energy. People are like, I'm in my masculine energy because I got to work so hard. Who told you you had to work hard? You're not working smart. You're not in the right communities. Where is your circle? See, and some of y'all going to have to come up and be in communities so that you can have access to this type of information. This is the type of stuff that we get into in the Sacred Feminine League. The stuff that I can't say on here, oh, they get it. See, we just had a meeting on Monday. And I told them about all of this. Remember, I came on live and I told y'all that the systems, the structures, whoever sets up the structure, sets up the systems, and whoever sets up the system sets up the standard. I broke down all the systems that was draining feminine energy from women. I broke down how the corporate system is doing it in what ways. I break down how families will do it to you. I broke down how these relationships you choosing are doing it to you. I broke down how this programming is doing to you. I exposed all areas and shined the light on everything so my women can see how society steals from them. This is why God tells you not to be conformed to this world, because they study you. They learn your energy cycles. They use your brain power and then turn around and call it black girl magic. They use you. They use you to get to the next level. And you let them. Hey, love, you let them because you don't know your value. You let them use you. You let them use you and you won't even utilize yourself. How sad for you that is to me. That's beneath you. It truly is. So that's what's happening. That's the spiritual root to your anxiety right there. I'm going to give it to you a little bit one more. That anxiety and insomnia that you are dealing with lets you know that you have adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue is when you have adrenal fatigue for a long period of time. That's a sign that your kidneys are going bad. Want to be on dialysis? Want to go deaf? Because you can stress yourself so much to where you go deaf. Did you know that? Go look it up. It's science. People don't just go deaf. Pay attention. So if you're dealing with this adrenal fatigue, that means that you're chronically stressed. And if you're chronically stressed, then you can't manifest. And if you can't manifest, that's because you got a black root. And if you got a block root, it's because you lack stability. And if you lack stability, it's because you lack security. And you lack security because you lack belief. Because again, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And you lack faith. And it tells you in scripture, without faith, it's impossible to please him. So it don't matter how much you pray. That's why it's not working. Because you don't believe. Why would I help you and you don't believe me? Why would I come to your aid when you don't really mess with me like that? You don't trust me. You're not real. That's why I don't get caught up with people. Oh, I'm a Christian and all that. I don't call myself a Christian. I am a believer though. I'm 100% fully a believer. Christianity, I'm going to be real with you. It's a joke. Nobody takes you serious because you live any kind of way and then say you living for God and this God is, you lying. And that's why none of your manifestations are literally coming to pass. You lie to yourself. Therefore, you are rewarded with falsehoods, fallacies, and foolishness during your lifetime. And what quality of life is that? All praises to the Most High, Courtney. Thank you for that. I am working with women who are ready to come up, not women who want to sit at the base level, not women who gonna sit around. Cause y'all don't see what they doing. It's a chemical, it's a spiritual war, and it's a chemical war. Anytime a place will poison their own people, how can you trust in systems that poison you, that corrupt you, that drive you crazy? But you won't trust in the Creator. That's crazy work. You talking about diabolical, as the children say, as the kids say. That's it right there. It's insanity. If you are a woman who wants to shift from this space, I have a community for you. If you are a woman who wants to elevate, who wants to become a master and become rooted within herself spiritually, if you are a woman who wants to execute mental mastery, which is what you're going to need going into 2024, you need to know how to center, even if you can't call your therapist. Because what if you can't get them on the phone? What if something happens and all the phones don't work? What if something happens and it happens over a period of days and you have so much anxiety, but you have no strategy, you have no structure, you have nothing to keep you centered and grounded, but you are a mother, you are a wife, you are a teacher, you are this, you are that, but you literally are one step from a crash out. One incident from a crash out. Because what if you can't pick up the phone and call them? This is why having the code is important. See, having the code, you ain't gonna need to call nobody. Now, it's cool to be able to call somebody and be able to have access, but in the event of something happening and you couldn't, the code could support you. But you don't have code. But if you want to, like I said, get in community where we are having conversations, I invite you to join the Sacred Feminine League. The Sacred Feminine League is a 90-day program, basically, where women have come in, and I have they still coming. The numbers are crazy. I just released it last week, I think the week before last, and women are flying in there. It's $150. No, it's $197 a month. Okay. What you will learn in here, you will learn how to develop a quantum leap mindset. If you want to quantum leap, it's very possible. That means simply that you want to jump from one state to another. Very easy. You need the strategy on how to do it. Okay? So you're going to learn quantum leap mindset. You're going to learn energetic sovereignty. Because guess what? It's selfish season. And if you don't tighten up on your energy and your boundaries, you will lose your crown. Revelations 3:11. Hold tight to your crown. And I'm not just talking about your crown on your head because you're a queen and all of these things. I'm talking about your crown. I'm talking about your crown where you get these digital downloads from the Most High. I'm talking about your headspace. I'm talking about your subconscious. I'm talking about what you allow to be come into your spirit. You need to hold tight to your crown. It tells you that. Y'all don't see these people trying to take your crown, trying to make you go crazy, trying to make you snap. I mean, because what else gonna happen if you're poisoning people? You're constantly publicly lynching people. You're constantly raising prices on people. People are one incident from a crash out. One. You need to keep your crown. Energetic sovereignty is going to support you in keeping your crown. You will also learn feminine polarity in leadership, because the future of leadership is very feminine. Y'all not paying attention to AI? It's all about intelligence. And if you're not tapped into your gifts spiritually, how can they make room for you? You will learn spiritual wealth consciousness in this community. You will learn manifesting through scripture and spiritual law in this community. You will learn radical self-authority in this community. You will learn the art of receiving without sacrifice in this community. You will learn spiritual leadership and disruption in this community. You will learn conscious creation over hustle culture in this community. You will learn about the divine feminine reset in this community. So if you are a woman, this program, I'm not talking about emotional intelligence or emotional mastery, and I'm not talking about making money in this program, and I'm not talking about cycle syncing, because the truth is, if you're not spiritually grounded, if you're not mentally grounded, you ain't finna make no money anyway. You ain't gonna be able to keep it. You ain't gonna be able to keep it. If you are not spiritually grounded and secure, you will not create stability. And if you can't create stability, you think that you're going to thrive in your feminine energy and create an amazing business or an amazing life for yourself. Grow up, baby. Grow up, sweetie. This is not that at all. If you know you need community and you know you need accountability, come on in. We meet every single Monday at 7 p.m. I drop videos for them on Friday. I'm dropping a video for them Friday. The video the session that we did earlier this week was identifying the leaks that are symphonying their feminine energy, and they found out what the leaks are. They got their homework. And then on the second end of this, I'm going to be teaching them how to set up their parameters, how to protect their portals. Because these are all things that I had to do to lose 90 pounds, create a 6-figure business, a multitude of things. So if you are lacking in community and accountability, come on over there. The link is in the bio. Like I said, it's $197 a month. If and only if, and I'm not playing about this if, so don't even DM me if you playing, and I'm so for real about this. If you are truly wanting to start this program and you are ready to start today, I will give you a code that will make your monthly payments $150 instead of $197 a month. But you would have to message me today. You would have to use the code today because it is going to expire and you can only use it once. So if that is where you are and you want to do that, shoot me a DM. But if you're not even finna do that, don't shoot me a DM. Don't waste your time and your energy. I would hate for you to do that to yourself. What questions do you guys have for me before I get ready to go? Because I'm so hungry. I gotta go eat. I ate a nectarine and some kiwi earlier. And I'm doing 30 days of no meat, so I'm not even eating lamb. So I'm going to find me something to eat. But what questions do you guys have for me? Drop those in the comments in regard to anything that I talked about today. If anything around anxiety, anything around grounding, anything around the Sacred Feminine League, any questions that you may have. Y'all, this fan keep wanting to make my nose itch so bad. Any questions that you may have in regard to the Feminine League, any questions that you may have in general. How do we get out of fight mode and heal your adrenals? So you have to become grounded. So that looks like meditation. That looks like prayer. That looks like protecting your portals. That looks like guarding your gates. If you're looking for a specific process for that, then I suggest that you join the Sacred Feminine League. If you want the specifics of how to do those things, then I suggest you join the Sacred Feminine League. But those are the things that you can do. You can meditate, you can pray, you can guard your gates, you can protect your portals. But if you don't know how to do those things, get in community so you can learn. Okay? How many months is the Sacred Feminine League? I started it this month, so it's going to go all the way up until 3 months. That's what, November? I think November, early December, something like that. I have to look. But it's basically 90 days. And we just started. So if you're coming in or you come in today, it's not, what was I going to say? It's not, you'll still have access to the first week's video and all those things. And the community of women that's in there, they're so amazing. Like, they're very, very excited, serious, ready women who want to have these conversations that I can't have on TikTok, that I can't have, on necessarily on my YouTube. I can't really have those, but I can have those in those communities, and I can get those women ready. Okay? So, yeah, I absolutely love the Sacred Feminine League. And here's the crazy part. So I had a meeting with my clients from Harmony and Six, a closeout meeting with them. And all of my women who were in Harmony and Six, all of them are transferring and going into the Sacred Feminine League because they loved the Harmony and Six program so much. They're all going into the Sacred Feminine League. We talked about it last night. They was like, oh, we all coming over there. I'm so excited. So it's amazing. This community, okay? I need y'all to start clicking the link in the bio and finding out about, you can find me on, no, is my YouTube in my bio? Because I might be wrong. So if you want to find me on YouTube, you would hit at FEM Erudite, which is ERUDITE, and then ELLE. So that's how you can locate me on YouTube. Okay. What else? Question I. Does the league meet once a week and do get homework, or do you have boxer? The league meets once a week. We meet in on Zoom on Mondays at 7 p.m. They get access to the replay, and then they also get a video dropped every single Friday to coincide with what we talked about. So if we're talking about the problem on Monday, you got a solution and you got a strategy on Friday. So I ain't just telling you this is what the problem is, da da da, da, and you got this. No, baby, we're solving the problem. We're absolutely solving the problem. We getting down to the root. We're not playing no games. And we even talked about how your sexual energy is connected in these areas, scripturally, spiritually, and all of those things, and knowing how to use that creative energy to actually create when you are not creating life. So it's a lot that we are doing in that community. Those women are going to be extremely sharp. Any woman who has worked with me this year and done her work is going to benefit and be in a better headspace than most people in 2025, because they will have a low level of spiritual, emotional, and mental mastery that most women do not have. And I'm telling you, it's going to come to a head next year. You think you're losing your mind now. 2025 going to come in and say, hold my drink. I'm trying to tell you. So get these skills now, because I can tell you next year, I'm going to have courses and different things, but I'm not going to be, I'm telling you, I've already leaned back on my accessibility. I used to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Y'all notice I only go live on Wednesdays now. When you see me pulling back, that means something going on. And I've been telling y'all it's a time that's coming. So the women who want more access, who want the information, who want to know what's happening, come into the community, because I'm telling you everything. No gatekeeping. Let me look at these comments. Okay. Any other questions before I go get my food? Any other questions before I go? And my key areas are multiple. Is it instability if I have very creative ideas? No, it's not instability if you have, a multitude of ideas. I have a multitude of ideas. It's not stable if you're operating from the idea that you aren't supposed to be operating from, if that's not an alignment, if that makes sense. Like, for example, before I started doing this work, I was a social worker, but on the other end of that, I also was a makeup artist. So I worked at MAC and had a very, lucrative bridal business where I did bridal makeup, right? And people were like, oh my goodness, like, you do such great work, like, this is, and I'm like, when I told people I didn't want to do makeup anymore, they were shocked. They was like, well, what do you mean you're so good at it, and this and this and that and this and that, and that's your passion. No, it's not. It's just something I'm really gifted at and I'm skilled at that I'm able to monetize. That's not my passion. My passion is helping women heal. So though the makeup is getting done, what women were actually coming to see me for was to have conversations with me. Women wanted to talk to me. Yeah, they wanted their face be down, but they wanted to speak with me. They wanted my energy. So when I understood that and started to realize that, I was like, yeah, this wear and tear of me doing this and standing on my feet and doing this is not my passion. Passion wouldn't have my back hurting like this. Like that, it wouldn't break me down physically if that was what I was supposed to be doing. That wasn't in alignment. That's what I was doing at that time. So, possibly dealing with PCOS. Cycle has been 2 months long, and I know I'm out of sync. Yeah. I recommend strongly that we get some blood work to see exactly what's going on, and then go from there. Should you get your blood work back or get some things situated, and it comes back and tell you that that's what that is, come back and see me. Come back and see me. because I have something that could support you in that space. So come back and see me, because that's very serious. They gave it to me. I mean, not gave it to me. They diagnosed me with it, and I turned around and reversed the majority of the stuff that they were saying. Okay? And I have a client too. Let me put y'all on game. So I had a client that was in my Harmony and Six program where we focused on cycle syncing and we focused on emotional mastery. In a short period of time, she healed her hormonal acne. Her skin started to glow. All these things in just a short period of time by following the meal plan and the different things energetically that I told her to do. People are stopping her like, oh my God, have you lost weight? Have this, like, you look so different. Complete skin cleared up. Anxiety lowered. Moved to a whole new city. Raised her wealth consciousness. All these things happened within less than 60 days. She said to me, she said, your programs and your work has vigorously snatched me out of grief and depression. I'm telling you, it's no joke. Do the work. If you know, get yourself in alignment. It's a chemical war and it's an energetic war happening against you. But the main thing of that is that it's spiritual. You're not warring against people at all. Okay? Chrissy, so are you saying that you do have it or you don't? Because I'm a little confused by your question. Yep. Up until 7 years ago, I didn't have a regular cycle. I did some true internal healing to get my cycle back, and it's been coming consistently for almost 8 years now. After me not having a regular cycle since I was 11 years old. So from 11 to 33 and a half, I had irregular cycles. And they told me I was going to have to do all this stuff, and I ain't had to do none of it. I don't care what they tell y'all. Y'all can reverse those things. I never had a regular cycle neither because I came in stressed, because my mother was stressed when she was pregnant with me. See, we don't think about these things. Water holds memory. When you are pregnant, your baby is in a circle of water. Water holds memory. Your baby feels stress. That's why they tell y'all, you need to be calm. You know, it's really not a joke. It's really not a game. So when I got my cycle at 11, I was malnutrition and I was overstressed already to the point to where I was already hormonally imbalanced. And I lived like that for 21 years. Hair growing from everywhere. I don't even look the same. If you go and look at a picture from me from a couple of years ago, really 16 in my 20s, oh my gosh, I'm 2 shades darker, almost 100 pounds heavier. Like, I don't even look the same at all. I don't even know if I have the picture. Darker, almost 100 pounds heavier. Like, I don't even look the same at all. I don't even know if I have the picture. Darker, almost 100 pounds heavier. Like, I don't even look the same at all. I don't even know if I have the picture. Darker, almost 100 pounds heavier. Like, I don't even look the same at all. I don't even know if I have the picture on here. I think I found it. Look at me, y'all. 20 something. I want you to see. I want to say this is maybe 2010. Does that look like me? Nope. The only way you really would know is because of this. The dimple. No, that's what happens. That's what sickness does to your body. You don't even look the same at all. Do you think sickle cell is something that can be reversed even if you were born with it? I can't really speak on that because I don't have any expertise on that, to be honest with you. And I would hate to speak on something that I'm not an expert on and give you any type of wrong information. They didn't know because my blood work was good. What are your symptoms? You had never had a regular cycle. If you don't have a regular cycle, then here's the thing. In order for your cycle to come, 4 organs have to be balanced. Your kidneys, your liver, your spleen, and your heart. If you're not having a regular cycle, something is off balance. One of those organs is off balance. It may be letting you know the signs. Hey, JB, my love. Thank you so much for these gifts. Y'all go follow JB. She's so absolutely amazing. She's one of my amazing clients. I absolutely adore her. But if you're not having a cycle, that's because one of those things are off balance. And if it's off balance, then you need to check your chemical energy, what you're eating, and you need to check your energy and emotion, the emotions that you're having. Because those things impact those 4 organs. And I teach about that. So if you want to know more about that, you'd have to work with me directly. But most definitely. Never having a regular cycle is not healthy. I feel like this is something I need to hear, but it keeps breaking up. Is it just me? You might have to catch the rest on my YouTube channel of month. Any other questions, y'all? Because I got to go. I'm going to take maybe like 1 or 2 more. Hey, Soraya. Thank you so much. Thank you, boo. Mine is off because of birth control. And then I turned around and got on birth control. Don't even get me started on that. Because birth control is supposed to regulate my period, but what y'all gotta understand is that, ooh, let me put y'all on game. I'm so glad you said that. So let me let y'all know something. I just saw a video that was posted on Facebook, and it was a woman talking about, she took the Depo-Vera shot, right? And she was talking about how her edges were falling out, her hair was falling out, and how women have bone loss, density mass, and all these type of things, right? Let me let y'all know something. The birth control that y'all like to use so bad is a synthetic hormone. It contains a specific chemical, and that chemical impacts your kidneys. And your kidneys are responsible for regeneration, i.e. growth, bones, and stuff like that, and hair. So when you are losing your hair, when you are losing bone mass, your kidneys are screaming. But see, people don't know that. And your kidneys are screaming from the ingredient that's in the Depo-Vera shot, the Depo shot. So if you are a person who is taking Depo, and it literally, bone mass decrease, literally, all these things. You better let them know, JB, that it's a herbal solution for all of it, period. It's a multitude of ways for you to be able to do natural forms of birth control instead of using a synthetic hormone. When you use synthetic hormones, keyword synthetic, keyword fake, keyword GMO, you think that's going to do well in your body? Your body runs off program. You put things in the body and throw the programming off. That's what happens when you put synthetic things that mimic the real thing. The body doesn't recognize the program because it ain't real. Yes, ma'am. It is. Kidneys are definitely connected to that. And what's even deeper than that is, if the kidneys and all these things ain't doing right, vitamin D probably is an issue too. Dun, 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 dun. See, all these things go back to the root of you. But if you don't know you, then society will tell you what to do. They will tell you about you. This is why you should be in community, in connection with people who can actually support you and help you in these areas, who's actually done this. Because it's serious. It's extremely serious. Oh, wow. Let me get off. I was born. Oh, yeah. Do your research. And don't even just take what I'm telling you. Start asking, what are the ingredients in birth control? Go look for yourself. I can't pronounce the word, but it starts with an M. That is what is in, and it's a long word. That's what's in the Depo-Provera shot. And that causes issues with your kidneys, bone mass loss, hair loss, and more. Keyword, and more. I ain't even done. That was just 2. Start paying attention to these things. It knocks off you better tell them, JB, it knocks off the flow of other hormones, which affects the entire system as a woman. Correct. And women wonder why they can't create figuratively and literally. You have no creativity within yourself. And you can't create because the womb has now become a wasteland. And it's all because it's thrown off balance. And there are a multitude of things that can throw it off balance, including the toxic smecks that a lot of y'all like to have. My mom made me get on it too, and I got off of it. When I got off of it is when I found out I was sick. As soon as I got off of it, a couple of months later is when I got off of it, I gained 40 pounds. I went to the doctor, and that's when the doctor told me that I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian in 2004 when nobody was talking about it. So imagine me as a 20-year-old trying to bring this up, and people like, what? Why is hair growing on your chin? Like, what? Imagine having to explain that and figure that out as a 20-year-old. And not really knowing and understanding that you have been hormonally imbalanced since you were a child, energetically and chemically. And I literally listened to the Most High during my spiritual awakening on what I needed to do the work to heal myself in those areas. And it was done. So that's all I got, y'all, because I got to get off here. But I love y'all to pieces. Make sure that you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Fem, ERUDITEELLE, which is Fem Erudile. You can catch me on Wisdom Wednesdays on TikTok. If you are interested in joining my community, the Sacred Feminine League, we have these type of heavy conversations where we go deep. Not only do we talk about things, but we also turn around and provide strategies so you can solve your problems. So if you are wanting to excel in the area and become spiritually rooted, if you want to have mental mastery so that you can regulate your emotions, because you can't do it without those two things, the Sacred Feminine League is the community for you. We are talking about the real stuff, the stuff that I can't say on here. We are dismantling systems. This is a community of women who were born to not fit in, okay? They don't fit in, but these women were born to stand out. These are your future leaders. These are your thought leaders. These are thinkers. These are your observers, your creators, and your executors. And these women will win. Because I'm telling you, the war is spiritual. So it is on your spirit. It is on your mind. It is on your heart, because they want to take your soul. And if you don't wake up, and if you don't get sound, and if you can't see, you will be robbed of your crown. Point blank, period, the end. On that note, I love y'all. I hope that y'all have an amazing Wisdom Wednesday. I pray that what was given today not only edified but inspired you to take action, because I don't care about your claps. I don't care about approval. I don't care about, ooh, you made me think different. I don't care about none of that. Please keep that. What I am here to do is to provoke you into action, because you don't have as much time as you think. And if you have been pulled on and been told this by the one that created you, I'm here to tell you and to double down on, you need to stop playing, because the arc is closing. And once the arc closes, whatever is in there, that's what's coming out. Okay? Y'all have an amazing, amazing evening. Peace, peace, peace. And I will see y'all. Click the link in the bio to be able to access any courses or anything that I have. Click the link in the bio to be able to get access to the Sacred Feminine League. All right? I will talk to y'all soon. Peace, y'all.